is eligible to vote or not. Look at students. Actually, which is very simple here. This you can do it. This is very simple. So here the problem is citizen is eligible to vote or not. Citizen is eligible to vote or not. This is very easy. Eligible to vote or not. So what is the condition for it? Come on. Eligible to vote or not. If the age is greater than or equal to 18, eligible to vote. Otherwise, not eligible to vote. Not eligible to vote. That you will do if else statement, correct? Good. But my intention is not to do that. My intention is something different. In real time, how we do that part, I want to introduce one important model of logic development I want to tell you. Let me go to the PyCharm. Then watch this carefully. So here, let us close this part, and I'll go to loops of your part. That is what is last class concept. Now I'll go to this place. So there I will go to new model of examples today. So that is voter example1.py. Voter example1.py. So how you do it? I can write it simply. Program for deciding. Come on. Whether the citizen is eligible to vote or not. Eligible to vote or not. Okay. So there I will accept the age. Age is equal to int of input of enter age of the citizen. Age of citizen. So citizen. Like just to say like this. Citizen. So then after that I will write it. If age is greater than or equal to 18, you will say happily this one. So you are writing years citizen, 18 years citizen or 20 years citizen is eligible to vote. Eligible to vote. This is very easy for you, nothing difficult. Dot format of age. Similarly, I will go to this end. I'll go to this part. Here I am writing not eligible to vote is not eligible to vote. This is what you are writing it. This is what you are writing, right? Without my help, you can do this. So let's run this. So I'm going to enter the age is 16 years. So you are getting 16 years citizen is not eligible to vote because the condition is what here becoming what? False. Coming to which part? This part, this is getting printed. You try to run it, you are entering 22 years. So you are eligible to vote. This sounds well. And next the point is, you see students, generally in real time, any kind of input is entered wrong. Suppose 15 years you entered. It's a wrong input according to this. What is coming? It is coming to else part. Now it is stopping that application. It is stopping that application. It is coming to an end. But in real time, do you know what is happening? You go to, before going to comment something here in our example, I'll go to Gmail once, mail. I'll go to Gmail and I'll try to log in with my mail ID. I'm entering my password. Something I entered, password, something I entered, which is not original password, entered. So what is happening here? What is happening? It is going to give you, it is not stopping immediately. It is not coming out of it. When I press enter key, it is showing the same thing. Password is wrong. It is saying password is wrong. Again, the same input it is asking again. Password is wrong. Again, it is asking the same thing. Again, it is asking the same thing. So here, enter the password. Password is wrong. Again asking. Again, if I enter wrong, again asking. If I enter 10 times wrong, 10 times it is going on asking. until you are going to enter correct input. Did you understand the logic here? Any real-time applications, if you take it, it is going to say that anything you enter wrong, you are supposed to ask again and again until they enter a correct input. That is the standard here to understand what to do. That is the case. Now, for that, if that is the case, now I'm going to take this is one thing you know already this part. Next one, what I'm going to discuss, second part, I'm going to write it. Look at that. New, I'm going to use it. Go to example 2.py, 2.py. There I'm going to take up, carry the same thing here. Here I'm writing. What I'm going to do, voter2.py. Here I'm going to remove this logic, remove this logic. Now you carefully follow. So here I'm writing if age less than or equal to what, or less than 18, less than 18, what will happen? I will say this message. What is the message I'm going to say? Generally, less than or equal to 18 is called what? Not eligible to vote. So here I'm going to write it some backslash t and years some 16 true. When I enter a true, when I enter 16 here, 16 years less than 18 is true. 16 years citizen is not eligible to vote. Then after displaying that, I have to go back to the beginning where I need to ask once again what? Enter age of the citizen. Again entering wrong. Again I have to go back. Again I have to go back. How many times? Infinite number of times until he enter correct input. Then what to do for that? Now I'm going to write it. Here I'm writing one while loop. So I already introduced that type of stuff in reading the values continuously. So there I'm going to write it. Any non-numerical value, you can write it. Any non-numerical value. I can write Python here. I can write Python here. I can write Python. So I'm going to write it. Just to look at that. And later, last time I wrote my name here. This is what we are going to say. When I enter what I'm saying here, I enter here what? Python I said. This case, what is happening? Non-zero value, it is true. Asking this. If I enter less than that, what will happen? It is going to be saying that less than that, it is not eligible to vote. You can even write it greater than 18 also you can write it. Greater than 18 also you can write it. Eligible to vote, I can write, it is your own style, you can write the coding. Eligible to vote, then I can do what? Once it is eligible to vote, I need to do what? I need to breaking it. I need to break it out. Once it is eligible to vote, I have to break it out. If it is not eligible to vote, what should I do? I'll say break. I'll say break. Break to be used only inside the loops. If that is not the case, if it is going to be false, it is coming to this line number 8, where I will write it what? Print of, print of. I'm going to write it simply. He is not eligible to vote. He is not eligible to vote. And going to where again? Loop only. Because everything is written inside of that. So let us take the example once. Enter the age of the citizen 16. 16 greater than or equal to 18 false. Coming to where? Other statement for the if statement. This is printed. Going back to this while loop again. Again it is non-zero true. Again accepting the age. Again age is called something like 60, something like minus 16. Minus 16 greater than or equal to 18 false. Again it is invalid. Again I will say 10 years. Again false. Going on repeating. So let us run this code. So see here, enter the age of the citizen, 16. What is happening? 16 years a citizen is not eligible to vote. Again asking or not? I'll say here 10 years. What is happening? Not eligible to vote. Minus 99 is not eligible to vote. Minus 22 not eligible to vote. Something like, something like 17 years not eligible to vote. 22 years eligible to vote and then coming out of it. Are you able to follow? This is a most important pattern of the logic. My interest is I wrote here non-zero. In Python, non-zero is called what, students? True. Non-zero is called true. So this model you have to remember continuously. So very important model, students. So I say here minus 44, invalid input. I say minus 99, invalid input. I say 17, invalid input. I say something like 44. It is eligible to vote and coming out of it. Is it clear? Right. Online students, is it clear? Is this model is clear? This model is helps a lot in so many number of application development. Okay. Let us next one more thing. Is it clear? Right. So coming to the point of it, here I'm going to write it. So Anjanelu, why you mentioned while part? That was already explained. That is already explained. Already explained or not? Already explained. Why I wrote while loop here? Repeatedly asking when some input is went wrong. When some input entered correctly, I'll go for what? Break. Already, that is only explaining from last 20 minutes. Maybe he joined late. That's why he's asking repetition. So repetition will not be the case in my class. Write down one more example. Write a Python program. Write a Python program. Write a Python program which will which will validate the which will validate which will validate the name of the person, which will validate the name of the person, which will validate the name of the person or place name or place name or product name, place name or product name or person name, whatever it is. So let us look at the next problem here. Next problem. So validation of name, students, observe it. Important, very, very important. It's a most important uh, problem solving statement. Look at sample inputs I'm giving. Some sample inputs I'm giving. You try to say whether they are valid or not. Enter your name. I'm going to say. Here I'm writing. Enter your name. Enter your name. I'm writing. Guido Van Rossum. Guido Van Rossum. Is it valid or invalid? It is a valid. Name means what? Purely what must be there? Alphabets. Purely alphabets must be there. Next, I will write it what? Enter your name. Enter your name. I am writing here. Guido Van Rossum. Guido Van Rossum. Here I am writing V2AN Rossum. What is that? Invalid. Why invalid here? Because there is a digit is available, invalid. Enter your name. I am writing here something like what you know. Here I am writing enter as something. Dollar I am writing dollar. Is it valid or invalid? Invalid. So Guido Van Rossum is called invalid here. This is called invalid here. Next I am going to write it. Another kind of thing I am saying here. Enter the name I am saying here. 1, 2, 3, 4 I am writing. Valid or invalid? Invalid. Next I am writing enter your name. I am saying that some special symbols I am writing. Some special symbols I am writing. What is that again? Invalid. Very, very popular question it is. Shall we write the code? So here I wrote it, Guido Van Rossum. The purely alphabets must contain. Other than alphabets, nothing is allowed. You may ask a question, sir, space is also one special symbol, but to separate the words, of a name, definitely I need to use what? Space. That also, this type of pattern is allowed. The rest of the patterns are not allowed. These are all called best company related questions, what our students faced in the interviews. Shall we start up? Online students, did you understand this discussion? Did you understand this discussion now? Shall we start the coding now? Let's move to the further. So I'm going to start with enter into this place. Here I'm going to say done. Python here. What is this? Name validation. Name validation dot what? Name validation example dot py dot py. So I'm going to explain here. So here program for validation of name, people's name, people names or product names or what? Place names. Any description related things I'm going to take up. Hmm. Come on, tell me all of you. Come on. Name, name. I'm taking name is equal to input of enter, enter your name, enter name, enter name, maybe any name. Enter your name. I'm going to write it. Enter your name. I wrote enter your name. So I wrote it. The name can be, what is that name? Can be name possibilities. I said already. Here name possibilities can be like this. If anybody enter the name like this, if anybody enter the name like this, what is happening? It should be invalid. What I do is, which function I will apply? Which function I will apply? Come on. Is, when I apply is alpha, what will be the answer? Come on. False. False. Why false? Because spaces are there. Plus what is available? V2 an is also there. That is called false. Now I will write like this. What you are applying is alpha you are applying. Also gives you what? False. Then when it will be true, that is a question mark or not? When it will be given true, very good. That is what I am very much interested. That strike you have to get it. So if that is going to be given, whatever it might be, you need to apply what? Split. Split. Already string functions over. So I'm going to write it. Name words is equal to name dot, name dot. What I'm writing? Split off. Split off. So what are the name words are going to apply? Print that now. So here I'm going to write it for your better understanding. I'm saying name words I'm printing. Let us give the input like that. Try to understand. So here I'm going to write it. So you are going to get it. This is the concept we are getting or not. So the output can be like this. Name words. Then I'm going to check one by one. What is this? Guido. Is it alpha? Yes. Is it alpha? False. False means what? I should say invalid name. Invalid name I can say. I don't go to next. I don't go to next. So that is called what I will apply? Break. Next. Suppose if it is like this. If it is like that. Is it alpha? Yes. Is it alpha? Yes. Is it alpha? Yes, it is over. All the words are alphas only. So it is called what? Valid name only. This is called your present understanding the logics. Tell me now, how do you do it? Come on. For word, for word, in where? Name word, name words. I will write it. If I'll write it. If it is alpha, okay. If it is not alpha, I will go for breaking. I will write it. Not alpha. Not word dot is alpha. Word dot what? Is alpha. Not word dot is alpha. First word. Start with Guido. First word is called Guido. Guido dot is alpha. Actually, true. Not true. False. False means where it is coming. Go to where? For loop. What is the word here? V2an. V2an is alpha. False. What are you doing? Not false. Not false means what? True. So name is what? I'm going to say result is equal to what I'm doing? Invalid. Result is equal to invalid. Here I will write it. RES is equal to what I'm doing? Valid. I'm taking one decision making variable and I will do immediately what? Break. Break means it is coming out of the loop or not. If it is invalid, what I will do? Once you say break, it is coming to where? Out of the while loop or not? Out of the for loop it will come. What I do there? What I do there? I will take it. Valid I invalid I said. Valid I said. You can take even in this place. Even you can take true. You can take it. Even you can take it as what? False. You can take it. Even you can take it. It is your own choice. False. You can take it. Even you can take it as true. You can take it. It is your own choice, students. There I will do what? I will make a decision making statement. What is my decision making statement? If if res. If it is res, what I will do? Print of, what is this now? Is valid name. Is valid name. Dot format of what? Name. Else I will write it. Else I will write it. Print of what? Invalid name I will write it. Is invalid name I will write it. Invalid name I will write it. Invalid name I will write it. Clear? Just to try to run once this logic and enter this data, students. Sorry, enter this data. So this data is, I will take this part. So here I will enter Guido van Rossum V2N, I am saying. What is happening here? Guido V2AN is invalid name. Invalid name. You say 123 here, 12345. Also called what? Invalid name. And you are taking something like a Guido van Rossum ROSS $UM. So got it what? Invalid name. You say something like Guido van Rossum. Normally you enter and say something like this. Don't enter anything. It's called what? Valid name. Clear or not clear? Clear. So this is more than enough. The students, you understood, you try to understand. If it is a valid name, okay. If it is valid name means you will display. If it is invalid name, I have to bring back to once again enter valid name or not. So what I will do? I will go back to the beginning of my program. How I will go to beginning of my program? By going for what? While true. While true. So beautiful. So this is written loop in a loop I am writing. This is a loop in a loop. Once it is a valid name, what should I do? Break. Are you able to understand? If it is invalid name, you are going to write it. You are going to write it. Backslash T, you write it. It's a valid name you are writing. And that valid name, invalid name. Once it is a valid name, you break it. Break it means come out of which loop? This break is to come out of which loop? For loop. This break is to come out of which loop? While loop. Do you know these techniques? Let's run. Let's run this code. There I'm trying to write it. Guido van RO1 SSUM. What is happening? Guido van Rossum is invalid name. Enter your name. So KV2 R I will write it. What is happening? Invalid name. So KV hash something like 2 or I will write it. Invalid name. Are you following me? Next, I will enter KVR here. It is going to be called what? Valid name. So I will write it here. Something like Karthik. I will write it. Karthik. So something like this is a valid name. If I write it something like Anjaneyulu, Anjaneyulu 2, A2, I wrote it. It is going to be called as what? Invalid. So I'm going to write it something like here I'm writing some hash symbol. I wrote it invalid name. I will write it properly here. Now I'm writing like this. So it is going to be called what? Valid name. You got it. Clear or not clear? Clear. So finally, this is a more important logic for validating the name. Understood? Any doubt? No doubt. So I might have a doubt. Enter your name. I don't enter anything over there. What is happening? Valid name is coming. This is my doubt. Are you not getting the doubt? Are you not getting the doubt? You have to get the doubt now. Then how you can get this doubt? Continuous practicing. What do you say? What I'm entering? Nothing I'm entering. Nothing means what I'm entering. E is alpha. E is alpha. That is called space only. E is alpha is what? Nothing I entered. What is the word is containing? Empty, empty, empty list is there. Empty. Word in word. What is happening? No words are present. It is what is RES? True. True means what? It is printing what? Valid name and breaking. Are you following me? So still if you want to trace it, if you want to trace it, you print it. Print of what? Name words, because these are all ultimate logics, ultimate intelligence. Don't enter anything. See what is printed? Empty list is printed. Means no data present over there. What to do now? That time I will go for beautiful logic. If len of what is that? Name words. Len of name words is called what? Is equal to what? 0. Is equal to 0. What I will say? What I will say? Here I will go for it. Print of what is this? Backslash t. Don't enter. Don't enter. Hmm. Don't enter space. Enter name. Enter name. Enter your name. I say this one. Enter your name. I'm going to write it. If it is that, if it is any data is present, you are going to write this entire thing under another else part. You're able to follow now? Enter, enter, don't enter space. Enter your name. So let us run this now. So I said, don't enter that. Don't enter space. Enter your name. So I enter space, space, space. What is happening? Don't enter space. Enter your name. Space, space, space. I am entering. Don't enter your name. Dollar I entered. Dollar is invalid name. Hash 1234. Invalid name. Something like Rosam van 4 is invalid. Rosam van is called what? Valid name and breaking. Ultimate. Are you following? This is the logic you have to take care about it. See, just writing the code like our academics and then making it something no use is of no use. Shall I go to the next? Write down. Online students, are you comfortable? Are you comfortable, students? Write a Python program. Write a Python program which will implement, which will implement, which will implement, which will implement, which will implement students marks report, students marks report, students marks report, students marks report with the following problem statement, with the following problem statement, with the following problem statement, with the following problem statement. So I'm going to write the following problem statement. Look at the statement here. So the first validation is, first rule, first point in the problem is accept, carefully follow, student number, accept student number, name and marks in 3 subjects. Marks in 3 subjects. Marks in 3 subjects. That, C language, C language marks you take it, which is out of 100 marks. And CPP, CPP, this is out of 100 marks. And next is called Python, it is for 100 marks. It is for 100 marks. This is our 3 subjects marks you are accepting. These are 3 subject marks you are accepting. 100 marks means what? More than 100 marks allowed? Anybody trying to enter 101 allowed? Anybody trying to enter negative marks allowed? So marks will be ranges between 0 to 100. That is 0 to 100 only allowed. Either 0 marks will come or 100 marks will come. Will you get 101 marks? Will you get -1? No. You will get what marks? 0 to 100 only will get it. Correct? Well, that also you need to take care. Just accepting marks like our colleges, no. So you have to be very good. That is called improving your intelligence. Name. Suppose student number. What is the student number? 123. Allowed. -123 allowed? No. 0 allowed? No. What are allowed? Positive integer value only allowed. Name. Name. 123 allowed? No. Guido 2 van is allowed? No. Guido van Rossum is allowed. Next, marks also. The type of rules you need to write. It's called extraordinary programming. Understand? Good. Next, I will go for calculate total marks. Calculate total marks. And next is called what? Percentage of marks. Percentage of marks. I'm going to take it. Percentage of marks, how do you calculate ma? Total marks is equal to TOT marks is equal to C language marks plus what? CPPM plus what? Python marks I will take it. And percentage of marks is what? Percent is equal to TOT marks divided by TOT marks divided by 300. 300, right? How many? What is the total marks which we are conducting? C marks 100, CPP 100, Python is 100. Into what I will do? 100. Percentage of marks is coming. Okay. After that, I am deciding whether the student is pass or fail. Decide the student is pass or fail. So, condition for decide. Decide the student is pass or not. Student is pass or fail. So, student is pass or fail. Pass or fail. So, I'm going to take it first fail condition. Pass, fail or pass, I will take it. Fail or pass, I will take it. What is the fail condition? If any student secure less than 40 in any one of the subject, then the student is fail. So the first condition in that, if any student, if any student marks, if any student subject marks less than 40, less than 40, if any student subject marks less than 40, if any student subject marks less than 40, then student is fail. So if any student subject less than 40, less than 40 in any one of the subject, if any student subject marks less than 40, then the student is fail. Next is called what? Second part is what? If student is securing more than 40, then the student is pass. So I will carry out this. If any student is secure marks is more than what? 40, then student is pass. And pass in where various criteria are there. Pass with a distinction. Pass with a distinction. This is one thing. And pass with what? Pass with first class marks. Pass with first class marks. Pass with what pass with second class marks, and pass with the third class. Pass with the third. This is also going to be one more kind of thing. So to say pass with a distinction, what are the condition criteria here? What are the first condition here? You need to remember that you can take percentage, you can take it, or total marks, you can take it. Anyone, you take it. Now I want to take pass with distinction provided. I am writing provided. What is that I am taking? Total marks ranges, ranges, ranges between, ranges between, I want to take it 250 or 300 to what? 250. 250, inclusive. Both of them are inclusive. Inclusive. Student is pass in where? First division, provided student marks ranges. Student marks ranges between what? Come on, 249, 249 and 200 inclusive. Next is third one is what? C, condition number. Provided student marks ranges within where? Come on, 199, 199 to where? 150. 150 inclusive. Student is pass with what? Third, provided student marks ranges within 149 2. Come on, 100 ante you are not a good student. 120. 120. Why 120? Minimum marks is what? 40% is the marks. 40, 40, 40, how much? 120. If you say 100 means what? Are we applying brain or not applying and you may feel it, but being a student of mine, almost loops are getting over. I will feel it. Because by learning daily, when you come to this class, you must become intelligent student. So if you are not becoming intelligent, then what way you will become intelligent? ఇక్కడ నేను రాశాను Any student is securing less than 40, then the student is fail learning. To pass it, minimum marks is 40, 40, 40. 340 is how much? So if you say 100, that means pass or fail. Hmm? Students, please look at here only. Here only you see your talent. So talent is not a rechargeable talent to be acquired by using practicing, thinking about the problem. And finally, I will go for what? Fourth one is what? Display the display the student marks report. Display the students marks report. Now I will go for it by saying all these things. Are you able to follow? Write down. Write down. All the students in the online, write those three things fast. Make it very fast. Quick. 7:58, 8 o'clock, you must complete it. Within 2 minutes, you need to complete. For those who are dealing with emoji symbols, Lahari, something, some students, instead of concentrating on those things, try to read well and practice well, and don't try to keep emoji symbols in the class. Emoji, don't express your things with emoji. Try to concentrate on your subject. It's my request for all of them. Don't try to use that kind of things. Try to improve your subject, not emoji symbols expression. It's my advice. Without writing, if you sit quiet and calm, no meaning of it. Try to try to do the things. You know. So now I'll move to the further students. Okay. Now I'll go to the further thing. Code we will start with accepting these details with validations and everything. We need to go for it. Validations part you need to take care, and calculation of this and all these kind of things you need to go for it. Finished now? Let's start. Here I'll go to this discussion now. So there I'm going to write it. Student marks report. Students marks report. Example.py. dot py. So here I'm going to write it like this. So now I need to take it what? Now I need to go for what? See students, all the students must follow me carefully. So again and again explanation is not possible. Once I will explain, you have to get it. Again and again explanation is not possible, students. Everybody need to remember. If that is the case, I cannot move at all in the forward. I never repeat. You have to follow me because basically I'll explain so crystal clear with a slowly only. If any problem is occurring at your side, repetition starting again and again with a never ending story. Now I'll start with go to this place, enter student marks. What you will do? Generally, SNO is equal to int of input of enter student number. Enter student number. This is almost we are coming to the application level. Enter student number. Like this, we will write a compromised program. Next, I will do what? S name is equal to what? Input of what? Enter student name. Like this, I can write it. Like this, I can write it. C marks, C plus plus marks. Myself only running, myself only executing. Development running is myself only. But when you go to real time tomorrow, nobody will write like this. Nobody will write like this. These are all called what? Our academic related code. Nobody will write like this. What industry requires to write, it is like this. Are you following me? So will you write a compromising program like number accepting, name accepting like that? We don't want to write it. If you started writing like that, CM is equal to what? Int of, input of, what is happening? Enter marks in C, enter marks in C, like that, enter marks in C++, enter marks in Python, not like that. So we are supposed to go forward. CPP here, we don't write it CPP, and this is called what? Python here, and this is also for me also it is very easy. PYM I am saying. For me also it is very easy. TOT marks is equal to CM plus what? CPP M plus what? CPP plus what? PYM I will write it. For me also it is dead easy. But these are all called what? Very weak program it is called. We never do that in the software industry. How we do it? This type of things we never go for it. In academics, you may get marks, but in real time, that is one of the weak program. How do you write it? I'm going to start. Accept, validate, validate, and accept what? Student number. Student, how do I accept it now? Come on. Already said again and again will not be done. While true, I'm going to write it. SNO is equal to input of what I'm doing. Enter student number. Student number. This student number I'm going to take. Two, it is going to be taken in the form of SNO. Why I'm taking in SNO? Because that SNO should be what? Number only to be entered, digits only to be entered, integer number only to be entered. It should not be even XYZ 123 PQR YZ like that. Suppose if your engineering number is called what? Hall ticket number. Some alphabets also will be there. Suppose if you are purely interested in what? If you are purely interested in what case? If you are purely interested in which case? Sandhya, it is everything is clear, mom. Please take care at your side. Sai Sindhu, sorry. Sai Sindhu, take care about it. So, coming to this place, SNO is equal to enter student number. Now I'm going to get it. Here I'm going to get it. Now I'm going to say SNO here. SNO is going to contain what here? My requirement is to get purely digits. That time I will write it what? If SNO is a digit, if it is a digit, if it is digit, if it is a digit, then I want to take the digit. If it SNO is a digit, then I would like to take out. Are you following? If it is a digit, then I would like to take it. I will say what here? Break, I will say. Break. I'm saying break. If it is not, what I will do here is what? Is invalid student number. invalid student number, try again. Try again, I am going to write it. When I say try again, what is happening? It will go to the top of the loop again. Are you following me? And once you say break, you are coming out of that and simply printing what? SNO. SNO you are printing. Let us run this code. Let us run this code. So KV123 I am entering. What is happening? Of course, I need to print that mechanism. Close this part. And here I need to write dot format of SNO I am writing. Try to run this. Getting KV123 is called invalid number. And I'll say 12 space 34 invalid number. And a 12.34 is invalid number. I'll say same 123, it is going to be a valid number. That too, if we want the range of that, if we want that range of that number, if you want to have certain range of college numbers you have, certain college numbers you have, that also you can take it. Are you following me? So I'll go to your college number is, it is supposed to be a digit. It is supposed to be a digit and you can write it what? And you can write it. And what is this? Int of SNO, int of SNO, int of SNO. Why I wrote it int of SNO? Because I took it in the form of what? STR. I'm converting into that. In range of what? In range of what? I say 100 comma what? 201. 100 comma 201. Means my value should be within the range of what? 100 to 200 only. My roll numbers are 100 to 200. Other than that, I will get it what? Invalid student number only. So, invalid student number only. Invalid student number. Let us run. See that 201 I am saying it is invalid student number. You say KV150 is invalid student number. 150, it is valid number. This is the beautiful, this is the way you need to think over it. This is the code we are going to get it. Are you able to follow this? This is called validation of what? Number. Next I'm going to take up, next I'm going to take up, I'm going to take it what? Name. Name. Validation of name. Validation of name I'm going to take it. Accept, validate and accept the student number and validate. Here I will write like this. Accept the student number and validate. And validate. So because of writing college level code, we never get the job. 100% we never get the job. 100% never get the job because you need to learn what? Test cases is important. Test cases means like this. Any hacker ranking problems you take it, all test cases will be available. This is what in most of the prestigious institutes placement offers in a colleges itself will give a special training like this only. Validation of name. How do you write the validation of a name? Same to same. Whatever the logic I wrote it, that logic only I will bring it. But as such a big code, is it necessary to write, sir? Yes, 100% you need to write a, such a big code only. If you write a small code, what will happen? It will become not at all selecting. So coming to the point back, I'll try to bring into this place. If any adjustments are required, I will do. Enter your name, enter your name, splitting, enter the space, try again, done here. Instead of saying name here, instead of saying valid name, I will remove that. I will remove that. Simply I will say take break here. Simply break I am taking. Here I am writing invalid name and try again. Try again I am writing. So try again I am writing. There I would like to print after this while loop and everything is over. After this while loop and everything is over. Listen, who is the student? Listen, student. Krishna, listen. Okay now? No award will be given. Please listen carefully. Okay now? No award is given. Listen my class carefully. So SNO comma what next? Name. Try to listen Krishna. So try to run this code. I'm not going to see your code. Please follow me carefully. So here 1 2 Krishna. 1 2 Krishna is going to be what? Invalid. Invalid. 1 2 is also invalid. 120 120 is called what? Valid. Now name is coming. So I'm writing Krishna 123 is called what? Invalid name. I'm writing here called what? Krishna here dollar and ABC. It is called what? Invalid name. I'm writing here what? Krishna, something like Krishna Raju. So I'm writing something like this. It is called what? Valid. 120 is coming. Krishna Raju is coming. Are you following this? This is called what? Validation of what? Name is also coming. Instead of writing this entire big story, I can simply say what? Name is equal to input of enter your name without writing anything. Like that also I can complete my class. Because of that, you cannot even go out of your Amirpet streets also. To go to anywhere else, you require this strong coding. That is the difference between my classes and every class which are present in everywhere. So compromising code, if you write like a college code, student may feel happy at that point of time. When you go to industry, then utter fail concept it is. This is what you need. And you know very carefully those who are attending this class. Okay now, next I will go for what? Validation of name. Accept name. I'm writing here. Accept name and what? Validation of name. Next, what I need to go for it? Come on. Accept what? C marks. Accept C language marks and validate. And validate. Validate. Come on, how do you write it? While true, always that logic you don't forget. CM is equal to input of enter marks in which language? C. Enter marks in C. There I am going to write it similar to the same thing. Like how you accepted it, I will carry this. What I'm doing now, you see, C is a digit. I'm writing here CM dot is a digit. First of all, it should be digit. If it is a digit, and what is this now? CM ranges between 0 to what? Come on, 100, 101. This is the one thing. You can write in this way also. What is this is one way. Already you written or not? This way. You can let it be if you want. You can take it. A is called what? Invalid marks in where? Invalid marks in which language? C language. Try again. Let us run. After finishing that, I'm just trapping it. SNO comma. What is this now? Name comma. CM. CM. Try to run this. Try to run. Enter the number. Anyhow, I'm entering correct number. So Guido Van ROSSUM 3UM. So it is going to be like that. You enter the correct data now. Here, Guido Van Rossum, you entered. Got it. Marks in 101. Invalid marks. 150 is invalid marks. 150 now. What is that 150? Maybe some variable I need to change it. Variable because I might be used SNO here. That is the problem. I need to use what? Close this. Here I will write what? CM. CM I need to use it. So let us run this code. Here I am going to say, get this now. Enter the student number here. I'm going to get it. Enter the number 150. So something like a Rosam here. And say 150, 101 is invalid marks. 125 invalid marks. Minus 2 invalid marks. What is that marks? 70. It is going to be 150 Rosam 70. This is called the beautiful coding. Are you following me? And this CM is what type now? STR type. Still, I did not convert. During the operation time, I will go for converting into int type because CM is which type? STR. Still, I did not convert it. Why I did not convert here? Because I want to use which function? Is digit function I want to apply. Understanding this? So take care. And now I will move to the further. Now, similarly, I will go for what? Other kind of things I will enter. What is that next? Accept what? C++ language marks and validate. Validate. true, I will write it what? CPPM and C++ I will write it. C++. CPPM, CPPM dot. Here also, this I will write it something different today. Different patterns where you can become intelligent. How do you write it? Tell me. Int of, come on, CPPM, CPPM greater than or equal to 0, greater than or equal to 0, and what you can write? Int of CPPM, CPPM less than or equal to 100. This is called one more. Inside of that, this is an AND operation. AND is there. Here again one more AND is there. Suppose if I enter 1, suppose if I enter 95. 95 is a digit. Okay, true. True. And definitely it will go to this place. 95 greater than or equal to 0, true. True. 95 less than or equal to 100, also true. This true and true is true. This true and true is also true. And you are breaking it. Suppose if you are entering 125. 125 is digit, it is true. And 125 greater than or equal to 0, true. 125 less than or equal to 100, it is false. True and false is false. False and true is called what? False. So let us run this code. So here, I think 1 minute. So here I just want to go for it. CPPM I need to say. Let's run this code. Say number is called 150. The row sum you say. And you say something like 345. And you say 123 minus 4 and say 70. Enter C++. Minus 1 invalid marks. 124 invalid marks. Some 60 valid. So I'm getting here called what? Marks. And breaking means what? It is coming out or not? That means it is printing the total data. So I need to write it. After that, next I'll go for which logic? Python. Python logic I'm going to take it. Accept what? Indentation is very important. Accept which language marks? Python language marks and validate. Enter marks in where? Python. Enter marks in Python. Come on, here I am writing PYM, PYM, PYM. Same to same. PYM is digit. Now I'm going to take it. PYM is called like this. And here I'm going to write it. PYM I'm writing. PYM I am writing this like this. Already I wrote like this. And this one I'm writing something new model. New model I'm writing. See how many models? One range model, one AND operation model. The same thing I want to write in something different. Follow me. I'm going to write it. Just to look at that. Int of what is this now? CPPM, correct? CPPM, for example, that model. What is this int of CPP is going to be? Come on, CPPM should be more than what? 0. I will write the statement as 0 less than or equal to, I can write it. Or int CPP of M is going to be greater than or equal to what? 0. And what? Less than or equal to what? 100. Like this also I can write it. Like this also I can write it. This is the main criteria. What is this now? X greater than what? 10. And what? Another one is what? X less than 1. Between 1 to 10. Between 1 to 10. X greater than or equal to what? You take it. X greater than what? 0. And what? X less than what? 10. And 0 to 9 it is going to be. 0 to 9 it is. How do you write it? How do you compact this? X. X. What is the X nature? X nature is what? Greater than what? 0. There is a 0 less than X. If you reverse, ఏమవుతుందా ముద్దబోవులు 0 less than X కదా reverse it. Now what is this now? As it is you write it of 10. This is the alternative statement for this one in Python. Are you following? This is only for this statement only I'm writing. So how do you write it now? 0 less than or equal to PYM less than or equal to 100. 100. Int of. That's fine. Int of. Why? Because we are getting which data? STR data that I need to convert it. Students in online, I hope students you are getting it. I think you are understanding this point. So this part is very clear and you got it. Let us run this now. I'll print it overall together. SNO, comma, next is what? Name. I'm going to write the name. Next is called what? CM. And next is what? CPPM. And next is called PYM. Try to overall running here. Run this now. I say 120. Let us say KV12 is invalid. Now I'm saying KVR. Let us say something like this. I say like this, invalid. Like this, I said. C++ marks is called 222 like this. It is called like this. I said it is valid. And I say 444, it is invalid. -2, it is invalid. Something like, 10, it is going to be valid. Are you able to follow this? Getting? This is called validation of what? Validation of what? This kind of data. So this data is more clear. I accepted Python language marks and then what? Validated and perfectly done. Now I want to go for what? Calculate. Calculate what? Come on. Python total marks. Calculate total marks. Total marks. And what next? Percentage of marks. Calculate percentage of marks. How to do that total marks now? Come on. TOT marks is equal to int of what? CM plus int of what? CPPM plus what next? Int of what? PYM. PYM. Because all of them are accepted in what form? STR format. Now I got it in this format. Percent is equal to TOT marks. TOT marks by what? 300 into what? 100. So percentage I got, total marks I got it. If you want to print it, print of SNO comma, name comma, CM comma, I will write it CM comma, what is this? CPPM comma, PYM comma, what is the next? Total marks comma, percent also I got it. Try to run this now. Try to run. Number is called 200. Okay. Row sum here. C language marks is called some 200 invalid marks. Some 60 marks I entered. C++ marks is 101. No. I'll enter 60 also once again. Python marks is 400. No. I'll enter 60. 60. 60, 60, 60. 360 is how much? 180. 180. 180 by what? 300 into what? 100. How much? 60 percentage. 60 percentage. See that what is happening? 200 number, name, 3 subject marks, 180 marks, and percentage is called what? 60.0. Because I applied what? Single slash here. Floating point value will be coming. This is perfect. Now I want to go for a decision of what? Fail. Decision of fail I need to take care. Deciding fail or pass. Any student is less than 40, I need to write the logic. Mm. Code for getting fail student. Fail student. How do I get it? Come on. If int of CM less than 40, less than 40, or I'm using or why or any one int of what? CPPM less than what? 40, or what? Int of PYM less than what? 40, less than 40. Writing like this. What is happening? Grade is equal to what? Fail. Fail. So I'm going to write it fail. Are you following me? Else, else, if we want, grade is equal to what? Just I'm tracing it out. Just to pass, I am writing it. After printing that, I'm just going to write it, this entire statement. Print of SNO, comma, what next? Name, comma, CM, comma, PYM, CPPM, CPPM, comma, what? PYM, comma, TOT marks, TOT marks, comma, what? Percentage of marks, comma, grade, 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 I will write it. So grade, I wrote it. So online students, I hope you are following me. So here I wrote it, print this data, print this data. Here I will write it. Okay. Here I need to write format of what? PYM I need to write. PYM. Here I just mistake it. So let us run this code. So see here I'm going to write it. Some 400 entered, invalid number. Some 166. Next is called what? Vamshi. So Vamshi here. So valid. So 80 marks, some 60 marks, some 60 marks. I said, what is happening now? You see that 166, like that, it is just pass. Because all of them are more than what? All of them are more than what? 40. Anyone, now you run again. Now you run again, student. Run again. You say the number is called 140. Say some row sum here and say the marks in that 40 and then 40 and then 39 you say. 39 you say. What is happening? Fail. Fail. Are you following? So this is a subject of like this. Now I need to go for pass grade time. I need to go for distinction and all those things I need to consider. What are my conditions for distinction and everything considered here? Pass with distinction provided ranges between this data. So I need to write the logic. What is the logic there? If, come on, TOT marks, range, TOT marks in range of what? 250 comma 301, 301, 301. What is the grade? Grade is equal to what? Passed in distinction. Passed in distinction or distinction. You want to write distinction, you can write it. Distinction, I can write it. Distinction. This is one thing. LIF, LIF I will write it. LIF. You already know. TOT marks, TOT marks, I can write like this. TOT marks, in another way I will write it. What is the next way? What is the next way? 249, 249, or I can write 200 less than or equal to, that is the total marks greater than or equal to 200. And next is what? Less than or equal to what? 249. This way also you can write it. TOT marks, I can write it. Grade is equal to what? Pass. They is equal to what? First. First. Like this also you can write it. LIF. LIF I will write it. What is the next? TOT marks. TOT marks greater than or equal to, what is that? 150. 150. 150. And you can write it. One more model I am writing. TOT marks less than or equal to what? 199. 199. Are you following me? That time also, what is the grade? Grade is equal to what? Second. Second grade it is. Second. Next I'm writing what? Else I can write it. Or if you want else also, it is your own talent how you write it. If actually no need to write if, but I'm writing TOT marks. TOT marks in range of what? 120 comma 150. 150 140 చదువులు మీకు తెలియదు మళ్ళీ మాట్లాడుతూ ఉంటారు ఏదో. So next is called what? Third. Third. Range is going to take what? 120 to 149. 149. So this is going to be like this. Third. And finally it is getting printed. Now in the else part, what I'll do? Print of SNO comma, S name comma, S name or name, name comma, CM comma, CPPM comma, CPPM comma, PYM comma, I will take it what? TOT marks, comma, percentage of marks. Next is called what, grade. Grade, I will write it. Try to run it. Try to run it. I'll go for saying here. So the mark 120, some row sum. So I'll say here called what, something like 60, 60 and 60, for example. How much is the marks? 180, 180. What is happening here? False. What is happening here? False. What is happening here? True. 180 greater than or equal to 150, true. And 180 less than or equal to 199, true. Grade is called what? Second. This is not satisfied. Finally, it is coming here and see the answer now. So you got it. What is the grade? Second. Now I'll go to the last and final. Say something like 200, some or so 40, and say 40, and say 40, and it is called third. 40, 40, 40 is 120. 120 is in the chance of satisfying here. I will print the student marks report. Now, print of, now I'm writing something like this of 50. Now I'm writing here student marks report. Student marks report. I'm writing here student marks report. Student marks report. There I'm going to write it. This is the data I'm writing. And here I'm writing print all the details. Backslash T, student number. Student number is equal to dot format of what? SNO. Print of what? Backslash T. Student name. Name I will write it. Dot format of, name. Dot format of name. Format of name I wrote it. Next, I will write it. Student marks in where? C. Student marks in C. I will write it what? CM. CM I will write it. Similarly, I will write it. Student marks in C. This is student marks in C. Here I will write it student marks in C++. It is CPPM. Student marks in Python. Student marks in Python is called what? PYM. PYM. And then next is called what? I will write it. Some small another logic I am writing. Star 50. Star 50. Print of what I am writing. What is this? Student total marks. Student total marks. I'm writing student total marks colon dot format of what? TOT marks. TOT marks. There I'm going to write it. Student percent of marks. Percentage of marks. Percentage of marks is called what here? Percent. Percent I will write it. Percent. Next I'm writing student grade. Student grade is equal to grade. So you say grade here. Grade. So let us run this code. Let us run this code 150. So Rosam, Van, Guido. So like this, marks is called 90, marks is 99 and 100 here. So you are getting the marks as what? This is student marks report with a distinction here. Are you getting it? You say the marks is called what? Something like 150. Say something like Rosam. You say 50 and 50 and 50. You are getting in second. Are you getting me? So you say number is called what? 122 and ROS, and say something like 70, 70 and then 70 here. 70, 70, 70 is called what? First. You say the number is called 120 and something like this and say 100 and 100 and then 39 and then 39. It is called fail. Are you following this? Like this, you need to do it. This is a complete student marks evaluation report. This I can do within 10 lines also without doing this validations. So I hope that it is more clear about this discussion. Clear up? Right. Online students, I hope it is more clear. With this, today's concept, what is completed? Flow control statements are completed. Flow control statements are completed. This topic is not a today is ending. Daily, throughout your entire life, this concept will be continued. So in tomorrow's class, I am going to start a new topic called functions. I am going to start. Functions in Python, I am going to start. That functions carries what? The same transfer flow statements. Many more examples will be done in even in where functions. This functions extension is modules. Modules extension is packages. So this will take some 6 to 7 days. This will take 2 days and this will take 1 day. Because module is a collection of what? Functions. These are all interrelated topics. Very, very important topic. Tomorrow I'm going to start with the functions. In functions, what will be coming? Same looping statements will come, operators will come. Every previous topic will be carried forwarded in the present topic. Okay, now? So I'll stop it and practice that examples, which I am going to post it now. Practice it. Thank you. Carry on. Online students, if any doubts are there, you can hold on. I'll discuss with you. Students who are in online, any doubts if you have, you can raise your hands. Siraj, I already said in the class, this statement will be coming in the functions I said already. This statement will come in the functions. I said 4 or 5 times in the class. And you are asking again when it will come. I said already in the class, this will come in functions. That is tomorrow class, it will come. Next class, it will come. All the days, it will be coming in the functions. I already said 4 or 5 times in the class. Right. Anybody else is having the doubt? Shravan Kumar, it is not a C language to go to like that. It is not a C language to go to like that. Okay. It is not a C language to do like that. Right. Asif,
Sir, good morning.
good morning. Tell me, Asif.
Sir, I want to know, will you cover those star patterns using nested loops?
That is a C language I am talking. C language I am not talking here. C language is different. Python is different. I have to take the fragments of Python. So star patterns and all those things is a C language pattern. I'm not going to discuss that because
Sir,
I'm not
will there
teaching.
not be any problem in further?
Real time, no star problems, no star problems will be coming.
Okay,
In
okay,
real time,
okay.
we don't get that problem. For interview purpose,
Okay,
they may ask you. And these days, that is
yes,
the olden days style people are asking. But this is
yes.
not going to be the case here. Okay, now?
Okay, sir, thank you.
Right. Next, Ramakrishna.
Sir, good morning, sir. Sir, the program, the same student program, like if
Mm.
I want to do it for two students, let's say, like if I take it in the list of each marks and name and then roll number and then marks, so would that work, sir? Like it will be a list in the list, no, sir, and just
Yes,
as a
this
doubt
will
I'm having.
be this will be storing in the database even in the OOPS. This is same
Okay,
example. I'm going to keep it for the hundreds of students. How to store the hundreds of students' data. How to store it. I'm explaining the OOPS. You look at in the regular coming sessions in
okay, sir.
OOPS in the classes and object. I'm going to explain. Here,
Okay,
if
sir.
you look at OOPS employee database with Oracle database, there
Okay,
I'm going to store for thousands of students how to store the data permanently. Like our university data, I can maintain it.
got it, sir. Yeah, sure.
Uh, Right. Okay, students, take care and don't miss tomorrow class. Very, very important functions I'm going to start. Very important. All the best.